Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Syron. Welcome back. We're doing another unboxing. This one's going to be really exciting. I'm totally pumped about it. So yeah, come on, let's go. What we're doing today is, let me hold this up. We're doing the Super Retro Trio. What this is, I put a lot of thought into this. We're going to see how this goes. In this video, I'm going to unbox it, and then we're kind of going to, I think I'll probably do another video where we actually see it in practice, and I kind of give you my review. Maybe it'll be in this one. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, I'm going to open it up. I just got this. Basically, to let you guys know what it is up front, it is a basically Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis all in one system, and you can plug your original controllers into it. I'm kind of a purist when it comes to gaming. I like to play the stuff on the old systems. However, everybody knows the original Nintendo is a real big pain. Unless you can find one that hasn't been touched in the last like 30 years. There's you have to blow it. Everybody, you have to blow into it. You have to shake it back and forth. You have to hit reset, and do all kinds of stuff. And craziness ensues. And you can usually get it to work, but not always. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know. But sometimes it's nice to just turn it on and just be able to play and not have to fight with it every time. That said, my Super Nintendo and my Genesis are both pretty consistently work fine still. So I didn't really get it for that. This is mainly just so I can play Nintendo games. But I am really curious to see how it's actually going to work. What really, I don't know, I did a lot of research online, and I haven't really compared a lot of them in practice. So this is the first one. But reading a lot of reviews and things like that, what sold me on it is it's not an emulator. Now, I don't have any fundamental problem with emulators or that they exist or whatever. I think it's great, actually, to be able to preserve gaming history and all that stuff. You know what I mean? You can have ROMs of games and all that stuff. You can have it's really compact. You can keep all your stuff on a hard drive, and you can fit a lot of games in a really small storage area. That's wonderful. I'm glad that exists. That said, sometimes I just want to play a game and have it feel the way I remember it. So what this is, or what it's supposed to be anyway, unless I'm mistaken and or people lied, once the patents sort of ran out on the actual hardware of some of the consoles, it allowed other companies to come in and basically do the exact same thing. So from a hardware perspective, it's exactly the same. I think. We'll see how that plays out, like I said. So anyway, I'm really excited. I have a bunch of Nintendo games, and I really want to see if this is gonna, because what really sold me once I found out it wasn't an emulator. It's not, and again, this stuff doesn't bother me. It's just not what I was looking for. I mean, I have plenty of emulators and various systems on Android and things like that. I think that's great, but I just wanted something that felt like the original. And so getting past all that, what sold me on this one is the ability to plug in your actual controllers. So I love the feel of my Nintendo controllers and my Genesis controllers and my Super Nintendo controllers. And that's another thing. I love that there's a market for that. When you want to play a game, you can go out and buy a different brand of controller that works with your old system, and I think that's great. But sometimes that's just not what I'm looking for. So the ability to plug in my actual controllers was a huge selling point for me. So without further ado, we're going to open this up and we're going to see what it looks like inside the box. Give you one more quick look at the box. And I picked this up at Mega Replay. And there's a lot of stuff on there. I can actually read what it says in here. It says, "Get a nostalgic classic gaming fix with the Super Retro Trio by Retrobit. Play classic NES, SNES, and Genesis games directly from the original cartridges onto the SR3. The modern design of this 3-in-1 home system allows for less clutter and more gaming. It is equipped with 3 cartridge slots, 6 controller ports compatible with the original or third-party controllers, 2 controllers, AV cable, S-video connection, and AC adapter. The SR3 gives every old school gamer a new reason to get their game on. So that's what it says. I'll not be reading it in the other languages because I don't want to embarrass myself. So any more than I already do on a regular basis. So I'm really excited. Also on the front, it says you can play. They apparently make it's sold separately an adapter to play original Game Boy Advance games with the Super Retro Advance adapter, which I'm assuming based on what it looks like and the overall way the system works is you plug your Game Boy Advance games into the adapter and then plug that into the Super Nintendo slot. That's my theory. So anyway, orange box cutter because it's mandatory. All right, and we will open this bad boy up right now. I'm so excited. It's like Christmas. Actually, nothing will ever be like that Christmas. The one when you got the Nintendo for the first time. That nothing will ever top that, you know, in terms of freak out. There's just nothing quite like it. So, but that's okay. It's fun. All right, so we open it up. And we will slide it out. Okay, box is empty. It comes in this, we got our instruction manual right on top. It comes right in this nifty plastic. I know, glares are fun. Who likes glares? Okay. Comes with a controller. Standard. Yeah, looks like it doesn't. I haven't seen it in the instructions yet. Just standard 9-pin. I'm assuming it goes in the Sega Genesis controller slot. Kind of makes me wonder if this would work in an Atari. I don't know. Might try that out sometime. I don't know the specifics of how all of that works, but anyway, this is the controller. It's yeah, feels pretty good. Feels like a Super Nintendo controller. Actually, I wonder if I have one handy. Hold on. All right. Went and got my Super Nintendo controller, one of them, and I will compare the size real quick. Sorry, I probably should have thought of this before. Okay. That's pretty funny. When it comes to the size and layout of the Super Nintendo controller, it is effectively identical. I don't know if you can see that. Just kind of eyeballing it. There. Yeah, same thickness, same button placement. Yeah. So this is effectively a Super Nintendo controller. So yeah, there we go. So that's that. Set that off to the side here. And you get two of these. And they appear to be exactly the same. Okay. And we got our AV cables with S-video. I'm going to check the ports on the back of this when we get to it. Got what appears to be a standard power supply. Read the specs on that if you want to. That's probably too blurry. So yeah, it's all listed on here. It's a, wow, that's a really long model number. Input 100 to 240 volts at 50/60 hertz. Output 5 volts. Alrighty. Now here's the kit and caboodle. This is where all the money's at. It is roughly the size of a Super Nintendo, or kind of put it this way, it's about the size of a Sega Genesis, I think. So yeah, you can see Genesis, Super Nintendo, NES, reset. Then here's a handy little switch to switch between NES, Super NES, Genesis. Control feels pretty tight. Reset button's good. A lot of resistance on these. Yeah. So that's good. This feels really tight. when you. This is not heavy by any stretch of the imagination, but it does feel like it's built well. Okay, down here we have the. You just kind of press it and it opens up. You see, we got our Super Nintendos on top. Oh, and there's another. Oh, nice. Okay, over here you switch between which kind of controllers you're using. So obviously Super Nintendo up here, Genesis down here, and Nintendo over here. And then down here you select your region. You know, NTSC, PE, NJ, PA. So, and then this little clamp right here is just to hold this shut, snap shut. I don't know how much this weighs. It probably says somewhere, but it's very, feels very lightweight. So I'm excited. I think first thing I'm going to do real quick, now that I got this out, and I'll go grab the others real quick, I'm going to plug a Super Nintendo controller in there. Feels really good. Fits in snug, but not too snug. Obviously, I'm assuming that the controllers that it comes with will fit in here well. It does. Now, I'm going to go get an NES and a Genesis controller, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Got my, whoa, if I can not drop stuff. Got my Genesis controller right here, or one of them anyway. As you can see, original Sega Genesis controller. We will plug it right into the, fits like a champ, feels just like a Genesis. It's not going to go anywhere. You kind of got to, yeah, you got to actually, you got to kind of pull on it to get it out, which is good. It feels like exactly the right amount of consistency, whatever it is. Feels like the right amount of whatever. All right. So now, last but not least, the most important feature for me is an NES. So we'll plug this right in to the slot. Like a glove. You actually got to put a little bit into that to get it to go in. I don't know if you can see that. But once it's in there, it feels very secure. And then as far as pulling it out goes, ooh, kind of got put a little something into it to get that out of there. It goes in the second controller slot a little easier. But it's not a complaint or anything. That's probably how the Nintendo felt 30 years ago. I don't remember. But it feels good. Everything's good so far. Yeah, we'll just make sure everything fits right. And I don't know if you saw on the back, we got video out. If you want to use S video. All right, power cable went right in. And we will try. Yep. I don't actually care that much about the S video portion of it. Yeah, this is just a standard cable. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't fit in just fine. So, yep. Everything lines up nicely. Overall, I'm as happy as I can be without actually using it. That's going to be the key test. So, yeah, I will call it for here, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this informative. I like doing unboxings like this because this is really exciting. This could be a huge thing for me as a gamer to be able to game on my games for the foreseeable future without having to hassle with it. So crossing my fingers that it works well. So okay, everybody, how's it going? I'm just gonna try this out. You're gonna see this just like me for the first time. So without further ado, we are gonna fire up the only game we would ever fire up first. I mean, honestly. So we're gonna put it right in here. Fits in nice and snugly. got our controller plugged in, and flip the switch up to SNES or Nintendo, and it literally just fired up. This is a thing of beauty. Woohoo! Yep. At least in my general, sorry, I'm kind of just in shock right now at how good it looks. I don't know what I was expecting, but after lots and lots of frustration, my expectations were not particularly high. So the fact that, please don't judge my skill level based off of this. Yeah, I'm done. Okay. Anyway, point is, it totally works. How awesome is that? I'm really excited. And now I think I'm going to reset that embarrassing attempt, and I'm just going to go play. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. I'm Syron, and this thing owns. Thanks for watching. If you like this and you want to see more stuff like this, by all means, subscribe. I'd love to keep doing it. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I am Syron, and thanks for hanging out with me and unboxing stuff. So we'll see you next time.